In this Retirement Basics video, we'll be discussing how your pension benefit is calculated when you retire. It's important to understand that there are a number of different factors that are involved in the computation of your pension benefit. Your pension benefit is a defined benefit. It is not deferred compensation. It is not a finite amount of money that runs out at some point in future years. Your benefit is designed by plan to provide you with a monthly amount for the remainder of your life. And then when you pass away, if you have elected a payment option that allows for a continuance to a qualified beneficiary, it will provide a continuance to them as well. So it's important to understand the different factors that are involved in how your benefit is computed when you retire. We'll go over them now. The first is your retirement plan formula. This formula varies based on whatever plan you are in at the time of your retirement. And you could be a member of a general plan, a safety plan, or air pollution control districts plan. And it really is dependent on whether you are a legacy member or a PEPR member. If you are a legacy member, that means that you hired into the plan sponsor prior to January 1st of 2013. And if you hired on that date or after, you are a member of a PEPRA plan. It's also important to understand the impact of your final average salary on the computation of your pension benefit. Depending on your plan, we will be utilizing either the average of the highest 12 or 36 consecutive months of pensionable salary from at any point in time throughout your career when those highest 12 consecutive months or highest 36 consecutive months occurred. The plan that you are in will dictate which we will utilize. Now, if you worked in a part-time capacity, it is likely that your pension benefit will be calculated using a 36-month consecutive final average salary. Another important part of the computation of your pension benefit refers to the service years that you have in the system. Your service years is the total amount of service credit that you have accrued throughout your career. And it's not necessarily the exact number of years that you've been with your employer, because if you have worked part-time at any point in your career, or if you were missing service or had gaps in service, it may not necessarily be an exact number of years from your hire date to your separation date. It's important to remember that every time you code even 6 minutes of pensionable pay to reg, to sick, to vacation, that's 1/10 of an hour, and that is part of your service credit. It's also important to know that if you purchase any service credit, that will increase the amount of service credit in your bucket. Purchases of service credit could include the purchase of extra help time that you worked prior to your membership, or if you were ever on medical leave throughout your career, and you purchased the service credit that was missing during that leave period. This all contributes to the service years utilized when we compute your pension benefit. And the last factor to understand is your age factor. So all of our contributory plans count your age in years and quarter year increments. So the percentage of your final average salary you would receive for each of your years of service is a different percentage when you retire at age 50, for example, as it is at age 55 or 57 and a half or 60 and a quarter years of age. So the age factor is an important consideration when you're planning for your retirement. So the way your service retirement is calculated is we weigh all of those factors. The retirement plan formula dictates what final average salary period we would use, either the highest consecutive 12 months or the highest consecutive 36 months, a 1-month average. Then we would multiply that by your service years, and then the age factor that is dictated through your retirement plan formula in order to come to a monthly benefit for you. And again, that monthly benefit is designed to pay you until your passing. So bearing in mind those factors, what are some of the best practices that you can bear in mind throughout your career to be best ready for retirement? So I'll go through a couple of different best tips for you. Timing is very important. Keeping your eye on your age factor as you're looking forward to retirement. Retiring at 50 years old is different than retiring at 55 years old or 60 years old. If a member were to come to us just before their birthday, desiring to retire one day before their birthday, we might encourage them to consider holding on for a few more days so that they get a higher age factor. So it does make a difference to your benefit. Also, if you're considering retiring in the spring, we would urge you to consider retiring before April 1st because your first cost of living adjustment is granted to you as a retiree if you retire before or on April 1st of any given year. So if you were to retire in February, you would be eligible for that year's cost of living adjustment that is granted to retirees on a yearly basis on April 1st. If you didn't retire until May 15th, you wouldn't receive that cost of living adjustment for that year. The first year you would be eligible for a cost of living adjustment would be the next year. Service credit is another important consideration. You should know that unused sick leave of up to 2,087 hours will convert to a maximum of 1 year of additional retirement service credit that will be used when we compute your benefit. Also, you can purchase eligible missing time, such as extra help worked that occurred prior to your membership with SBCSERS, a medical leave of absence. Parental leave has recently been approved for purchase if that leave commences after June of 2022. You can also redeposit withdrawn contributions from another service period when you were formerly employed, perhaps with a plan sponsor, you separated and you took a refund of your contributions. You may wish to redeposit those withdrawn contributions. And your final average salary. It's a best practice to keep an eye on your final average salary when you have a career change from one position to another within your department. If you receive a significant promotion, there is a step increase, you realize a bargained special pay. This may impact your final average salary because, again, we'll be looking across the entirety of your career for the highest consecutive 12 months or 36 months to take a 1 month average. So once you start to think about a time frame that might be the right time for you to retire, the right age and the right time in your career, you'll want to start to run some benefit estimates. And there are a couple of different ways you can approach this. You can always go to our website at sbcers.org, and within our active and deferred members section, we do have a general estimator that will allow you to plug in information in order to compute a pension benefit estimate. What you would need to do if you used our general website is know a couple of important facts about your membership, your retirement plan, which you'll need to select, and you could find that in the annual member statement or in ESS in your employee information. You would need to select what your plan is within the estimator. Then you would need to choose an estimated age at retirement and enter the years of service that you would have if you continued in active service until that time, or if you separate, leave your contributions on deposit, how much service credit would you have at the time of separation if you deferred and retired at a later time? You'll also need to enter in your estimated average monthly salary. Alternatively, if you'd like to sign up for My SBCSERS, which is our online portal, you'll be able to save yourself some time looking up all this information because the system will already have that data available through your personalized login. You'll just need to choose a retirement date and the system will do the work for you. Signing up for My SBCSERS is something we really encourage all of our members to do. It's where you can see your annual member statement and where you can see information about your account. You can save estimates that you've run. You can message the member services team directly through the portal, and we can send messages to you within that login so that you can keep everything in one place for one-stop shopping for all your needs as you're planning for your retirement. And then lastly, we encourage you to reach out to us. It is never too soon to begin the process of understanding how your pension benefit is calculated and what you can do across the years to be best prepared. So if you have any questions at all, contact us at benefits@sbcers.org. That is the member services email address where we will get in touch with you and get you routed to the right person to answer the right question for you. Also, we have 2 offices, one in Santa Barbara and one in Santa Maria, with member services representatives helping the residents of those 2 different sides of the county. And we are happy to assist you. You can either call us or you can email us at benefits@sbcers.org, and we'll be delighted to assist you. And we wish you all the best as you look forward to your future retirement.